So I was going through episode 10 with Joe and Ellen. Probably not a good idea. Especially coming into the penultimate episode of season 5. I have really enjoyed this season. So now, how will they get the rings of pestilence and death? And I'm curious, in my own head, if once you defeat a horseman, someone just takes their place. It would make logical sense, but there's also the law of a show is in its own. But we've seen 3 of them. We haven't actually seen who plays Death yet. I don't think we have. So, and it's culminating. This is the penultimate episode, and I don't know if I feel like Sam will say yes to trap Lucifer. They've made it clear that they can't defeat them, which then opens up them for the final season. But that's a very long way away. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share.
How are we tonight?
Dr. Green.
My favorite patient. Nurse says you can't sleep.
Oh, I just feel worse and worse.
Oh, I bet.
That's because you're suffering from a combination of the common cold, dengue fever, and a nasty, nasty case of Japanese encephalitis.
What are you...
She's like, what? You've infected me with all of it?
Sorry,
Oh, you heard me.
Oh, wow. And it just infects it even more.
Pox as a child. Oh, this is going to be fascinating.
How could I?
Have all those diseases at once? Well,
Yeah.
it's a proprietary blend. I mix it up in a petri dish. The petri dish being...
In a petri dish.
No. You're going to die.
Yeah, that's the point.
4, 3, 2... Interesting.
Hello? Dean. Gaz? Is he okay? We all thought you were dead. Where the hell are you, man?
A hospital.
In hospital.
No,
Does he not have his powers? Is he not an angel?
Elaborate?
I just woke up here.
We figured out a way to pop Satan's box.
How?
It's a long story, but look, we're going after Pestilence now. So if you want to zap over here.
Kinda need to.
I can't zap anywhere. Just no matter how much I scratch it. I'm saying that I'm just incredibly
Human.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
So he sacrificed the last bit he
I can't
had.
go anywhere without money for
Travel.
an airplane ride and food. More pain medication, ideally.
Hi, I'm looking for my Nana. Her name is Eunice Kennedy.
Go around front and see the nurse.
You mind just helping me out, sir? She's about that small and gray
He's
hair.
gonna punch you or something. Also, he looked ill. As we had a security guard hit there, didn't look well.
So what? Hey,
Sleep?
what are
Yeah.
you even looking for?
Well, he's pestilence, so he probably looks sick.
Everybody.
Not
looks
always.
sick.
He sometimes he does, but clearly he can put makeup on and hide himself. I've noticed cameras give away supernatural beings. They always have in this show.
No, don't.
Dr. Green, how was your trip?
Let's go back to this moment.
And how are we tonight, Celeste, my favorite patient?
You're about to kill her. Oh, there we go. She sensed them. Uh-huh.
Sir? The Winchesters are here.
What they did to my brothers.
He wants vengeance.
No.
And revenge.
The only reasonable thing to do here is to take it out of their healthy young asses.
We're under strict orders not to kill the vessels.
Now, Satan wants them so
He-
bad he can glue them back together!
Oh, he wants to kill them. This is what happens when you destroy families. He's up the ante. The thing is, you have to be really careful. If he really does mess with the vessels like he's doing right now, won't Lucifer just take out Pestilence? And it could be any form of disease as well. Any.
You
So it looks like there was
boys
only
well.
maybe one or two demons there. In this case,
Might
one.
be the
They
scarlet
seem.
fever.
Maybe they could be a
Or,
second.
the meningitis. Oh. Or the syphilis.
Syphilis. Why? Yeah, it would be. He would give them syphilis, yeah. What's interesting is with the actor they chose, obviously makeup, but also the fact that he's got quite a prominent jaw and slim neck makes him look
So,
more
you
sickly.
gotta wonder why God pours all his love into something so messy and weak.
They all hate humans.
It's ridiculous.
Crowley? Oh, Cassidy.
Yes.
How'd you get here?
I took a bus.
I talk about. Aren't you human?
There's not a speck of angel in you, is there?
Maybe just a speck.
Damn. He was able to get that ring off really quickly.
Please tell us you have actual good news.
Chicago's about to be wiped off the map. Storm of the millennium.
Okay.
Sets off a daisy chain of natural disasters. 3 million people are gonna die.
I don't understand your definition of good news.
Well,
Thank you, Castillo.
the horseman, he's gonna be there.
Bobby, how'd you put all this together, anyways?
He was told.
I had, help.
Mm-hmm. There he is.
Don't be so
There's
modest.
the hope.
I barely helped at all. Hello, boys.
I don't know why you looked at him like that. You knew Crowley was going to be smug. Part of his personality trait.
Go ahead. Tell them. There's no shame in it.
Little soul.
You sold your soul?
Yeah. And how do you know it's
fully
going to come back intact?
Well, then give it back.
I will.
Now.
Did you kiss him?
Sam.
Just wondering.
Did you kiss him? Crowley does love a good smooch.
No.
Except just try to do what's got to be done.
And
Scene.
see.
He's always about somewhere. Such a douche.
Something you need to see.
Nivius Pharmaceuticals rushing delivery of its new swine flu vaccine
Swine.
to, quote, stem the tide of the unprecedented outbreak.
Uh-huh.
Shipments leave Wednesday.
Nivius Pharmaceuticals. You two are lucky you have your looks. Your demon lover, Brady.
Demon.
VP of distribution, Nivius. That vaccine is chock full of grade A, farm fresh, grower-tone virus.
Which we got to see the results of.
It's quite a plan.
They don't get to be horsemen for nothing. So you boys better stock up on, well, everything.
Yeah, what are they gonna do?
Next Thursday, we'll all be living in Zombieland.
This is death. This is death. Yep.
Won't you spare me over another?
Ooh. And they're going in slow motion, which means someone's going to touch him or bump into him. This guy.
You're walking, pal.
Uh-oh. Song. Yeah, here he goes, he's out. Like he can take you that easily. I wouldn't be too excited about this. He said claws.
I know. Completely worth your soul. I'm a hell of a guy.
He must have considered it.
Yeah, we were trying not to.
Wonder what that means for Adam. Unless he's just
Sam.
the vessel for now.
If you say yes to Lucifer and then fail, this fight will happen. And the collateral, it'll be immense. And
How is that not the worst plan you ever heard?
So is Sam gonna come back completely a demon that can solve everything in the next season? That's
Yep. They're
oh
loading up hot tons
okay.
of Croatoan in the trucks. Okay, first truck don't leave for an hour. We get in, we plant the C4 every 25 feet, then we pull a fire alarm.
That truck is leaving.
Bye bye.
Balls! Okay, new plan. Go, come on, go! Go, move!
It's gonna be too late for the rest though, right?
No.
We're here.
Damn.
Yeah, it's called a trap, Sam. Why is he looking at me like that? What was that look for? The eye. Who shot him? Oh, okay.
Actually, these things can be useful.
Looks it. These poor people.
Took you long enough to find me. I've been wanting to talk to you.
Oh.
Say, mixed feelings about that.
Yeah.
So is this the part where you kill me?
Ah, this is really gonna bug me. This actor, he's been in so many things.
You have an inflated sense of your importance. Eat.
I am not eating something you just no way. I mean, technically he didn't touch it, but no, I feel like there was something else he touched that touched that. No.
At the end, I'll reap him too.
God? You'll reap God?
Oh yes. God will die too, Dean.
Oh. Is that because there will be no one there to believe in him, to have faith?
I'm more powerful than you can process, and I'm enslaved to a bratty child having a tantrum.
I like this version of death.
I can unbind
For now.
There's your ridiculous bravado again. Of course you can't. But you can help me take the bullets out of Lucifer's gun. You have to do whatever it takes to put Lucifer in his cell.
Of course.
Whatever it takes.
That means
What's the plan?
No plan, not yet. Your brother, he's the one that can stop Lucifer, the only one.
Mm-hmm.
What you think?
I know. So I need a promise. You're
I'd like to know how he knows.
Jump right into that fiery pit. Well, do I have your word?
Gonna have to say yes, aren't you, Dean?
Okay, yeah. Yes. I don't know. Yeah. But I mean, of course he'd say that. He works for Lucifer.
Against his will.
I was gonna say he doesn't want to work for
sob
him.
story with a fat grain of salt. I mean, he is death.
Exactly, he's dead. Think of the kind of bird's eye view. I'm not saying Sam ain't ass full of character defects, but...
But what?
But this might be your
Back at Nip.
best shot.
I watched that kid pull one civilian out after another. He must have saved 10 people. Never stopped, never slowed down.
Ah, that was the look he was given.
We're hard on him, Dean. We've always been. But in the meantime, he's been running into burning buildings since he was, what, 12?
12.
Well, look, Sam's got a darkness in him. I'm not saying he don't. What exactly are you afraid of?
Losing Sam?
Or losing your brother?
So I looked up the actor who played Death, and he was the janitor in Urban Legend, and he was the original Three Finger in the Wrong Turn franchise. So that's where I remember him from, plus other things that he's done when I looked up his filmography. Great actor. Did a great job in sounding tired, not blinking, but also I like that he just insulted Lucifer. He is death. Death never dies. And that he said he would reap God in the end. I mean, I'm not saying this death won't die and that someone else can't take over, but yeah. Very strong episode, especially watching them separate and realizing everyone is going to go with Sam's plan, which is their best option, but also is the option that apparently is the only one that's going to work. Or at least that's what we're told. Then the draining of the blood and what it would do to Sam. So even if he's able to escape with Lucifer not inside of him, because he's going to say yes, what will that do to Sam? Will he have a soul? Will we see a Sam that's probably very unlikable in regards to how he treats people? Because if he doesn't have a soul, he doesn't have a conscience, he doesn't have morals, he won't care. There's no feelings there. So if they do that in the next season, that'd be really interesting because Sam is the one that cares usually the most. I mean, we see it in Dean definitely in ways that he does, but Sam is always shown to be the nicer of the two around people, usually. So curious about that, but really strong. A lot of banter, a lot of I feel like foreshadowing, subtle hints that I won't pick up on properly until I've seen other seasons where you can call back onto this. But maybe little hints that you do pick up on. Crowley's is such an interesting character. And he loves to kiss all these people, especially these men. The conversation between Dean and Castiel, I don't know, there's something about those two. I think it's clearly intentional. They did it at the Comic Con episode. They spoke about the homoeroticism. That's the subtext within this show. And then, yeah. I liked also the opening death. The blood splatter that we get. Instead of it being red, it was green from disease. And then Pestilence saying it's too late. And I wonder where they are. Like, what will all four of them come together in the final episode? And we'll see what they look like. But did not expect Castiel to do that so quickly and for that to all happen. And then to have death. That gave me chills, that scene. It was so well done with the music, the slow motion, and then the guy kind of going back into normal speed and then him slowly dying in slow motion. Really effective. Then everyone in the restaurant. And also just how insignificant. Well, I say insignificant the humans are, but how much they irritate anything that isn't human and how they just look at these little specks of things. But then God has such faith in them and that they will rise above. And I guess having faith, having humanity means you don't stop trying. So there's always these underlining messages, and just what's going to happen with everyone agreeing with Sam, or at least understanding that this is how it's going to go. And the whole draining of the blood part, that was a very nice. I actually really liked how they incorporated and said, well, about this is what will happen. When Castiel said, you will have to drink blood, like, a lot. And for them to realise what is going to just really happen to Sam. Because he can't be the same after this. Or at least he won't be for a while. Oh, I really, really am looking forward to where they're going to go in the finale. Thank you for watching.